Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. You are learning with Dr. Shobha Nikam. In this video, we'll talk about sources of power dissipation in CMOS, that is complementary metal oxide semiconductor. So power dissipation in CMOS is because static power dissipation and dynamic power dissipation. Static power dissipation is the power consumed by a circuit when it is not actively switching or when circuit is in idle state, and this power dissipation is because of leakage current flowing through MOSFET. So sometimes static power dissipation is also called as leakage power dissipation. So it is because of subthreshold leakage, gate leakage, and because of junction leakage. So what happens? Because of higher supply voltage, leakage current increases, or when temperature increases, leakage current increases. And because of smaller technology nodes, they can have higher leakage currents due to increased gate oxide leakage. So to reduce static power dissipation, we can simply reduce the supply voltage. Then it will lower the leakage currents. Then by increasing gate oxide thickness can reduce leakage currents, or by using low power slip modes can drastically reduce static power consumption. Next is dynamic power dissipation. Main source of power dissipation in CMOS is dynamic power dissipation. So dynamic power dissipation is the power consumed by a circuit when it is actively switching or performing a task. So it is because of switching of output from 0 to 1 or 1 to 0, or switching of transistors that they'll turn on and off. Then it is because of short circuit, and it is because of glitching. So dynamic power dissipation is because of switching, short circuit, and because of glitching. Then we can reduce this dynamic power dissipation by reducing switching activity, that is minimizing unnecessary switching. Then by lowering supply voltage, reducing the supply voltage can decrease the energy required to charge and discharge capacitances. And by optimizing capacitance, reducing load capacitance can minimize the energy required for switching. In this way, we can reduce dynamic power dissipation. Now, let's find out why switching power consumption is there, how short circuit power will get consumed. Let's discuss different power dissipations in details. See, static power dissipation is simply when transistor is not switching, circuit is in static state. So equation for P static power dissipation is VDD, that is supply voltage, into leakage current flowing through the circuit. Here I have taken simple example of CMOS inverter. It has PMOS in pull up, NMOS in pull down, and CL is load capacitance. So if my input is 0, when input is 0, PMOS turns on, NMOS turns off, and this load capacitance CL charges through P channel MOSFET. So it takes some energy from the supply. So current flows from VDD to PMOS to CL. So current flows in this direction and load capacitor charges, whereas when input is 1, then NMOS turns on, PMOS turns off, and output becomes 0. At that time, this capacitor, the charge stored in this capacitor, will get discharged through this NMOS. So here equation for switching power dissipation is energy taken from supply is 0 to infinity IT current into VDD. VDD is supply voltage. Here VDD is fixed, constant voltage we apply. So this is VDD into 0 to infinity, and IT we can write it as CL, load capacitance, into dV out divided by dt into dt. dt will get cancelled. CL is also fixed. Load capacitance value is fixed. So here CL into VDD, 0 to VDD, dV out. Because maximum value of output voltage can be VDD. So it becomes CL into VDD, VDD square. But if a gate is switched on and off F times, F number of times, then we can write switching as P switching. Power dissipation because of switching is equals to CL VDD square into F. So this is switching power dissipation. This is static power dissipation. So during switching, during charging of this capacitor, some amount of energy will get dissipated in P channel MOSFET, whereas during discharge of this capacitor, some amount of energy will get dissipated in this N channel MOSFET. Next comes short circuit power dissipation. Now let's discuss this short circuit power dissipation. See, here this is V in, input voltage, and this is V out. In inverter, when input is 1, output is 0. So when input changes from 0 to 1, it can't jump from 0 volts to suppose 5 volt directly, or 0 to 1 logically. There is some rise time, there is some fall time. Similarly, when output changes from 1 to 0, there is some fall time, and when again 0 to 1, there is some rise time. So during this rise time and fall time, both transistors, this PMOS and NMOS, both transistors are on for some time. See, when input is 0, only PMOS is on. When input is 1, only NMOS is on. But when input is changing from 0 to 1, at this time, both PMOS and NMOS are on for some times. So, at that time, instead of flowing through this load capacitance, current will directly flow through this two transistors from VDD to P channel to N channel to VSS. And this is our short circuit current. And here it is represented as IP. IP is the peak value of this short circuit current. So, short circuit power dissipation is VDD, supply voltage, into current, of course power is V into I, into TSC, that is this time, into F, that is how many times this is happening. So, this PSC is VDD into IP. IP is peak value of this short circuit current. TSC is this time duration, the duration for which I am getting this short circuit current, into F. So, total power dissipation is equals to P switching, that is CL VDD square into F, plus this short circuit current VDD into IP into TSC into F, plus static power dissipation, that is VDD into I leakage. So it was all about power dissipation in CMOS. Thank you so much for watching. Share it with your friends. Do like, share and subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much.